Answer in the comments who would make such a good Fortnite skin that it would... I should have formulated this sentence better. What would it take to make you grind Fortnite? Who would have to be the final skin to drag you in? Answer in the comments which person or persons or fictitious persons or whatever, your dog, whatever. Answer in the comments who you would like to see as a Fortnite skin. That's clear enough, isn't it? That's clear as day. Just having a chat. Take one, just having a chat. I'm here for doing some... You can see Fortnite on the screen there. I've written a little script. I won't read the script yet. I'll just do some talking. I've been grinding Fortnite. Look, this is the battle pass. That's level 10. I've got Rick Sanchez. I've got all this rubbish, whatever this is. Right, so the battle pass, we'll go from page 1. This is what grinding Fortnite means. Is you get this battle pass, you pay for it. But I didn't pay for it. You get your V-Bucks for free, look. 100 V-Bucks, page 1 of the battle pass. You get 950, that's a battle pass. So I came to this season with about 753 V-Bucks. So I was able to grab these V-Bucks, and that unlocked the whole battle pass for me. And why did I do that? It's because this season, this fella's in it. Where is he? There he is, look, Rick Sanchez. That's not appropriate. Not appropriate at all, I thought. So I thought, great, I'll grab Rick. That'll be a fun skin for me. It said Rick Sanchez was locked. He was locked. So what I had to do is I had to grind up all this other stuff, open up all this other stuff. Didn't want any of this rubbish. Don't want that. Don't want that. I did want the V-Bucks. I don't want that thing on my gun, although I have got it now. There's more, look. There's more. You don't just get Rick. You had to unlock page 2 to get Green Rick. Now, I do want Green Rick. He's better than normal Rick, isn't he? Look, I've got this far. I want Green Rick now. So then I was pushing onto that. And as soon as I realised I was pushing onto that, I realised I was pushing onto this and to this and eventually this. So I said to myself, I'm going on the full grind. That's what's happening. Let's get our noses to the grindstone. This customised Chimera, this was also chuffed in with bonus items. You can get an alien and you can change his head. And if you notice at the top there as well, 47 XP. I might be preaching to the choir here, but in order to get these things, you have to level up. And in order to level up, you do these quests. You get these every day. Use 3 shield potions, destroy some slurp containers, shotgun into some people. That gets you your XP. You enjoy them every day. And what they give you is they give you stars. Right? You might be able to see that above my head here. I've got 10 stars. It's a sneaky system. If you don't have the battle pass, what it means is you collect stars and you know you could be spending stars, but you can't because you don't have the battle pass. And you think to yourself, ooh, I've got stars that I'm wasting. I'm wasting stars. I better get the battle pass, otherwise it's a waste. That's how that works. It's a little sneaky psychological trick. So that's what I've been doing. That's the grind. I've grinded it. I've done it. Here I am. I'm Prismatic Rick. I've got all the way there. Here we go. This is what I've done this season. I've landed at the new map. I've earned AR Expert. I've earned 2 different weapon specialist accolades during the same map.
I've got Ultimate Simulation, reached season level 100. Yeah, I'm at nearly 200 now. Galactic Royale, won 10 solo matches. That came up.
So I've done loads of stuff, look. Then I learned you could literally buy levels for the battle pass. Buy levels with money. That made my entire grind kind of worthless. Well, not worthless. We'll come to that, the value of my grind in a minute. When someone sees me here in my Rick skin, it's devalued. The achievement can't be taken away from me because I did it. But the flex, yeah, nobody knows that I had to win loads of games to get that skin. They could assume that I just swiped for it. They should respect this skin because I got there and earned it. But also they shouldn't respect it because you can just buy it. Mind blown. So it's deserving of respect and disdain at the same time.
Prismatic
I'm going to go to the big screen even though there's nothing on. You can sit here and you can just watch things. What a life an epic dev must have. You make a game that's already been made by someone else. That's PUBG we're talking about there, isn't it? PUBG. And then it goes massive. This is my script. It goes massive. You just become a bajillionaire overnight. And then what do you have to do next? Make a new game? No, you just have to tinker with this one. What are we up to this week? Do you have to render an entire island and come up with the entire... No, I don't have to do any of that. I'm just working on the flying saucers this week. What are you doing this week? Do you have to come up with a whole new system of combat? No, don't have to do that. Just have to... Someone's firing orange paint. Look, there we go. Here's another one. Here's another Chuffer. I played Fortnite in Season 3 and 5. That's way back, that is. That's way back. So it seems way back now. It feels to me like it's an old game. But it's not really. It's only about 4 years old as we're recording this. I played it in season 3 to 5. That's when it got popular. It appeared on all the systems. And then I put it down. I picked it up again for a bit when our friends started to coagulate into a squad. What game have we all got? Well, we can all download Fortnite for free, can't we? So we can all play that. So it turned out a couple of our friends were playing. They had been playing online together. A couple of other friends have been playing online. We put these things together. We formed a bigger squad. Probably with lockdown as well. It was lockdown that did that, wasn't it? It was lockdown. So I joined in during lockdown. I was only about 153 V-Bucks away from a battle pass. But I didn't care about quests, skins or XP. Just playing with my friends. But then I saw the Rick skin. This new season, they put in a Rick skin. Now, before they put in Terminator and Sarah Connor and Predator. This was just happening just before. And I might be wrong, you know, they might have been putting more adult themes in before. But as far as I could see, this was the most adult thing they'd put in up until this point. And to me, Terminator nearly was too raw, but I can understand that kids know about films, but they don't actually watch the films. You know what a Terminator is, you can understand the concept. It's still quite an adult theme, isn't it? A Terminator, Ripley from Alien. Well, it only makes sense if you've seen Alien, and you only seen Alien if you're over 18 because it's a scary horror movie sort of business. What's that doing in this game? What's that doing in this game? This game's for younger people. For kids, isn't it? Well, I don't know. I might be wrong here. You know, I play it, I'm older, grown up. But this is most accessible to kids, most accessed by kids. It'd be like putting Freddy Krueger in Minecraft. Because they have to say, well, what is a Terminator? Why is this woman, Sarah Connor, you know, what does she represent? And it might be they get a simple answer, you know, it's a robot baddie. Or it might be that it inspires them to learn more about the themes and ideas in Terminator, to actually watch Terminator and Terminator 2, and then to ponder their existence in the future. You know, Skynet blows everybody up, worrying about nuclear war. Lots of concepts that I had nightmares about. That scene where Sarah Connor is holding onto the rail, the chain link fence, and the nuclear blast. That's heavy, and that's all of a sudden that's in Fortnite now. That's in Fortnite because there's Sarah Connor running around, there's an alien running around, like the xenomorph. To me, that's like, what? And then they put Rick in. And Rick is like this upper level. Rick's entire existence is to question social norms and values and to reinterpret and examine through the principles of sci-fi mainly, but modern America, really.
Here, Morty, this will make your urine drinkable. Now can we keep shopping?
You know, the things he does are so outrageously adult. Rick himself is an outrageous adult who drinks, not like Homer Simpson, who drinks a few beers and, you know, but he's debauched. It's an adult show. So Rick represents that, in my opinion. And what's he doing there in this game?
You f***ed with squirrels, Morty! We got a good 5 minutes before they're backing up on our ass, Morty!
I think it's subversive. I think it's kind of punk. I think it's kind of funny that they've gone down this road, and I don't think they can really go back now, can they? Rick's in the game now, so whatever they do on Rick and Morty, however out there they go, however wild they get, however rude they get, however, Mom, what's this happening on this cartoon? How did you get into this? Well, he's on Fortnite, you know, however much that happens, you can't take it back now. So that was it. I was committed then. I'm going to do the grind. This month, I decided to do my dailies, to level up every day, and to get Rick.
Are you just beating up Ninja?
Yeah. I'm not trying to say I'm hardcore. I'm not trying to say I'm a pro and I'm grinding the ladder or anything like that. But I've put about an hour at least into Fortnite every day to achieve this goal. So every day at about 4 o'clock after I've walked the dog, I turn on Fortnite. If my crew come on and want to play a team sesh, we play a team sesh. If not, I just get my dailies done. And this is what I've learned. Learning with Scotty Hottie. I've learned it's better with friends. When you play with friends, you get all those random, did you see that moments? They can save your ass, and it feels great to save theirs from time to time too. They can help you while you learn. And I learned, what I learned is that I became more knowledgeable about certain aspects of the game than my more learned teammates by grinding. So let's just dive into that a little bit. Let's just dive into that. unpack that a little bit. When I first started on this grind with a group of the crew during lockdown, the others were better than me. They knew more about the game. They knew more about the mechanics, which guns would do what, which guns you want to shoot from which range, where we should land, where the best chests were, you know, all that business. They knew all about that. And we had a couple of players that were the more notable, clear, better players on the squad, and they would sort of carry the rest of the team in a way. If you're going to try and get into Fortnite and grind and, you know, achieve your skins or whatever, it's great to play with a team, especially someone slightly better on your crew, because it helps you learn. I have not become better than them by grinding Fortnite, but what I did become better at was knowing where the weapons were, knowing where the chests were, all that sort of stuff that they naturally knew better than me initially. As I started to play more than them every day, and they played less in the week, I would end up saying to them, oh, that's over here, oh, we need to go there for that quest. So it's better to play with friends. That's what I was saying. But it's also good to play on your own, because you can just get those quests done. You don't have to worry about whether the rest of your team are over here and over there and whatever. You don't have to have arguments with anyone about who killed who or whether that was your gun or my gun. Yeah, you don't have to have any of that, any squabbles. So sometimes it's good to play on your own too. Fair enough. I learned it makes me cross. So while playing as a team is fun, it can also make me cross. If we're not pushing for the same objectives, or we have to have a chat about play styles, sometimes it can annoy you, you can get frustrated. I don't have to explain that, do I? You know what it's like to play as a team and to sometimes get cross, or for someone else to get cross. When you get killed, you can feel frustrated, and my brother and sister squabbles can break out. Overall, though, we handle this as a squad quite well. We did have some chats about play styles and what we should and shouldn't be doing, quite often in fact. And it was good to talk about it and to discuss it and decide what we didn't feel was acceptable. So we didn't have as many arguments.
There's people in a build, and we're trying to, like, you know, like if we're getting shot by good builders, it's very decisive, and that's good. Sometimes he makes the wrong decision, but it's better than making no decision. I agree.
I've recorded all this, so you're all I'm going to edit. My video is going to be all about my fun on Fortnite. Now it's going to be just what a massive ass my sister is.
It's going to edit. It's going to be Nova Full Prince gets a bonkin.
Fortnite does make me cross in other ways, though. Oh, what a shit.
No. Oh, no, I didn't mean
The amount of times that I glitched in and out of a spaceship trying to get in and out of the spaceship. It's not fair to get killed while you're trying to do something that's supposed to work and then it doesn't work. Sometimes things pop in and out of existence. Sometimes they're not rendered very well. Looking through a sniper in the distance, not very well rendered. That's probably because I'm playing on the Nintendo Switch. But that was a bit frustrating as well. The other thing that's really frustrating when you play Fortnite is getting killed in an unfair way. And that's getting shot in the back or being sandwiched between two teams. It's natural that it's going to happen from time to time, but what really frustrates me is players who deliberately play in this snide way. There is a fashion for hiding in bushes, and often people will camp at objectives which you have to complete because of quests in order to pick off easy kills while people are trying to do other things. And I just think that's not very good sportsmanship. It's not a guard, this one's a poor person with no gun, so I'm just going to change to axe, and I'm going to axe them as well.
I've got person.
Yeah, me.
I've got buildy person. I'm running away.
Oh.
And getting caught between different teams, you know, getting outnumbered, you can't look in different directions at the same time. It's just impossible. Sometimes you get killed and you can't do much about it. You just got into one of those situations. Maybe you shouldn't have been in the situation in the first place, but come on, that's the way the game works. Pushes people in, you get caught between them sometimes. It's just bad luck in ways sometimes, and there is a bit of this RNG about the game, and that's frustrating. That's something I learned. What I learned is I like strategy. I like being strategic, and I don't like it when in Fortnite the speed, the hypervigilance thing of everything happening at once, someone flying in on a boat, someone blowing up your strategically built fort with their spaceship, the RNG of did I get a good gun or did I open a chest that contained another chuffing Grabatron, like that annoys me. I like being strategic, so if my strategy is completely obliterated by your randomness, that annoys me. That's what I learned. So the final thing that really frustrated me in Fortnite was the quest system. The quests are sometimes good, the best being the recon scanner railgun combo. I love that. light someone up with the recon scanner, and then hit them with the railgun. So I marked them with the recon scanner, and then to complete the quest, I had to make sure I got this railgun shot on them. So I just ran right up to them. I was getting shot out and shot, ran right face down, like in the fucking right in the face with the railgun. Absolutely guaranteed I got that shot on. Got killed immediately, but I got my quest. So the quest is sometimes good, but they're sometimes bad, feeling like you're having to perform a suicide mission in order to complete these quests to get the necessary XP for the grind, but really it goes against the game mechanics. That's what I mean by a bad quest. I'll explain more deeply. So the game mechanics of Fortnite are you fly in on the island, you get guns out of loot, and then you kill people, and you get better guns. If they've got better guns, they drop their stuff. There's the building aspects in the mechanics. You build, fight with each other, get high up, shoot from higher up. But really, they're quite simple mechanics, aren't they? You get good guns, you use them to kill your opponent. So what you're trying to do is seek out your opponents, get better advantageous positions on them, use your strategies and skills to defeat them. Yeah, and then they throw in quests. Now, a lot of these quests you won't see on my list because I've done them all, and these blue ones are stuff that just happens over time. They're more general quests. Place top 10 300 times. You have to get hundreds of these things, so they're going to happen over time. But then they give you these specific ones. Deal damage with suppressed weapons. So that's in my opinion a good quest, because you're going to get it over time anyway. But if you want to grind it, you can make it happen more. But what you're doing is part of the actual game. Getting a gun, dealing damage to your opponent. That's the core mechanic. Glide through rings as Clark Kent. That's not anything to do with getting a good gun, finding your opponent, killing them. It's not core gameplay. In fact, if you were to do it as a separate piece, like if you flew in, got your gun, and then said, okay, now I'm going to go and glide through my rings, and you flew up in the air and glide through these rings, you're going to get yourself shot at and killed, because it's against the principle of the core gameplay, isn't it? Place flower pots, or pick up items, or interact with things. A good one was interact with a thing and take it to somewhere else on the map. It gave you like a little thing that, okay, now I've got to do this mission and kill people and watch my back. But a bad one was like, find 5 of these things in this area. This is exactly the sort of quest that I just really hate, because like, what am I doing running around looking for a flying
it's
saucer?
stupid, but that's what you're doing. That's the thing with it. I was trying to do the land on the spaceship and smash stuff or something, and I just got murdered earlier.
At least you know where the fucking thing is. This is just, alright, there's 2, I found 2. Okay, let's railgun these.
Oh, you just got to shoot them with a railgun?
So you're running around, and instead of looking at your enemies, searching them out and all that, what you're actually doing is doing a sort of busy work quest of finding 5 items in all houses. I've got to look in all these houses, I've got to drive around this place and find 5 of these. And while you're doing it, what are you doing in terms of hardcore gameplay, in terms of the core mechanic, is you're doing stuff that goes against the core mechanic, that gets you killed. You're head down, you're looking over here, you're burrowing around, you're running around, you find the thing and you have to interact with it, and someone shoots you in the back of the head, because you shouldn't be messing around with stuff like this. You should be up and aware, and it goes against the core mechanic. So some of these quests get you killed, and the way I like to do them, the way I've managed to settle this in my head mentally for the grind, is to say, okay, this time I'm going to, for example, glide through rings as Clark Kent. So I'm going to land on those rings. I'm going to glide straight through. I'm going to get that quest done immediately. Sometimes, for the grind, I was getting these quests done without even picking up a gun. If someone shoots me in the back of the head, I don't have to worry, because I've got the quest done. But if I drop in, I loot up, I get my guns, I'm doing the core mechanics, I kill a couple of people, then I go for the quest, and I'm looking for it, and someone shoots me, it frustrates me so much. Bad quests have changed the way I play the game to make me more vulnerable, to make me spoil my win-loss ratio, bring down my kill ratio. But some of them have been good. Like, I've got to be fair and balanced. Some of them have been good. And to be fair, the amount of 50k XP for that one, with a party assist. Party assist meaning my friends can do it as well while we play as a crew. We all get our stats put together for that. So easier to do. 50k, that's like a whole level. That's 3 battle pass stars. They just throw in those stars out. I felt like I got my Prismatic Rick because they gave out so much free XP for doing silly things. And if I ignored the game, Doesn't matter about how many times I get killed. Doesn't matter about whether I shoot someone or protect my squad or whatever. If I just go and pick up the flowers and visit these locations and do what Farmer Hayseed wants and Sloane's orders on a payphone, if I just do that stuff, I get the XP sort of for free. The end result of these quests was that they devalued my achievement. They made it a bit too easy for me to get a bit too high on the battle pass a bit too early. How good I got over the course of the grind, that little bar that went up, was irrelevant to how much XP I got over here for doing like weird silly things. You get about like, you know, 10,000 XP on a good game if you kill a load of people and do a load of stuff. And over here I can get 30k just by eating 5 apples. So I decided to concentrate more on that sometimes than being good and increasing my abilities. So that was a bit silly, I thought. But some of them are good. Some of them pushed me to be good. And a lot of them that we did as a crew became more fun because we were saying, okay, as a crew, we've all got to find these things. So you can do Overwatch and we'll find where the flowers are. Okay, come and get the flowers, they're over here, and we'll watch you. You know, it became more of a fun thing as a group. So I think those sort of quests, those sort of tasks should be grouped as party assist group tasks, and the things that are more complementary to the core mechanics should be your daily grind quests, and they shouldn't mix them up because otherwise it gets silly. And I did say to my teammates, I don't like Fortnite. It's one of these games that makes me feel anxious. After this grind, I can pinpoint the reasons now. The reasons it makes me feel anxious is because it's constant pressure from the minute you drop. Now someone is shooting me. Have you got eyes on them?
I've got no snipers either.
Being pushed now
Yeah, what?
by the team. Yeah.
Scott, try and move back. Yeah, we're waiting for. We're not with you. I'm taking a chili.
I'm in the
You
house.
Going in, Jay?
Just put a rocket in.
Wait, I'm going in.
I'm built up in the house to hide.
Wait, they're not with you. They're not. Let us know if they're pushing.
And now I'm going to
I'll get
rift.
the plane. Sweet.
Okay, I'm in the air. I'm
Careful,
flying
there's a
down
rift
to you.
behind There's one.
I'm with you.
See, they know where I am. But they can't shoot me because I'm behind the hill.
Where are they?
They're over.
Oh yeah, okay, I've got
Yeah.
my eyes, yeah. Shit, there's a
Oh, there's one.
fucking dog coming in, a wolf at me. Oh, fuck off, man. I'm having to rift. Let's say you're playing Breath of the Wild. You can have action moments, you can be bokoblins and, you know, things going on, and you can feel the pressure. But then you can go and chill, can't you? You can go and talk to someone in Haytana Village and dye your clothes. So it's got pace that changes as you choose to change the pace. If you want to go dungeon running, you go dungeon running, and if you want to chill out, you go to the shop. Like, it's up to you. Whereas in Fortnite, it feels like I'm being forced down a pipe. The closer you get to the end game, the more that happens because you're getting concentrated as a group into the centre circle. And I find a lot of end games can become this panic, increase levels of panic amongst the squad because they're all happening, things are happening to them.
Footsteps.
Oh, footsteps, God. Footsteps. Have I not even mentioned footsteps yet?
Yeah.
Footsteps on.
True. And you,
Yeah,
Could
hey,
anyone- yeah.
where is he? I'm
Yeah,
coming.
with you.
I got him
Little bit.
knocked. There's more, there's
Okay.
more.
I'm going around the left of the building.
They're just coming in the door now. No, you Chuffer! With a pistol.
Yeah, got.
Shaking. The little footsteps marker that you can get on your display, you can have a visual marker of an auditory trigger because people with difficulty hearing can see that. It's a great system for that, but everyone uses it because it's an additional advantage. But you see this marker come up, it means someone's close to you. You can hear their footsteps. Got footsteps north, footsteps east, footsteps on me. After I've played Fortnite for 2-3 hours with the squad, I'll take off the headphones, turn off the thing, and I'll see these footsteps markers. It's a gamer transfer phenomenon. We talked about it before on stream. There's a video about it on our channel, gamer transfer phenomenon. It's always the anxiety trigger, footsteps, that I see. That's the thing that gets in my brain the most. Yeah, the anxiety was real. It was real. And then when I finished a session of Fortnite, I didn't feel relaxed and calm, and I don't know, some games make you feel different things. When I finished a session of Fortnite, I felt amped and on edge. So we discussed this as a group as well. We discussed it and talked about how ways to combat it. One of the main things that I did that helped me combat it was play a lot of Fortnite. I got better at it. I got more capable, felt less anxious that I was going to die all the time because I was capable of not dying and doing better stuff. And also, the more games you play, the more you realise that if you die, it doesn't matter. You throw it away and you start again. And it sounds silly in a way, that's obvious, but in other games, you build up a lot in your progress and you don't want to die. It's like an inbuilt... in Fortnite, you don't want to die, of course, but, how do I explain this? It can mean game over in other games, whereas in Fortnite, it's always just another game. It's always just another game. It never means really game over, and even if you don't die and you win, it doesn't matter, does it? Because it's just another game. It's this concept from other games that I brought with me, that progress is earned over time, that you don't want to die, you lose it. 3 lives in Mario and you're back to the game start screen. Whereas when I looked at it over a longer period of time, when I did a lot of grind, when I played a lot more games, I put a lot less value on each game and each death. Oh, well, we died, no matter, we'll just do another one. And it became a lot less anxiety fueling for that reason. So that's my learning about anxiety. And talking about that game, play a game, throw one away, play a game, throw it away, throw a game away, play a game, win one, doesn't matter, another game, another game, another game, another game. What I learned about that was that I long for more than that. I long for that pacing I talked about a little bit ago. I long for that ability to change the pace of the game at your choice, to go on a hardcore dungeon raid with your squad on an evening when you're all headsets and snacks. I long to do that. At the same time, be able to say, it's just a weekday, we're just checking in for a couple of hours, let's just go down the fishing game, or they do have a fishing game here, don't they? But you know what I mean, I like a different pace. I like it to be all in the same place as well. I'd like it to be all in the same place so that we can choose our pace as a group, go through these different things. I long for a bit more depth than Fortnite offers me. Fortnite has this repeated pickup game. The increased depth is given by a ladder system, by a ranking system. So each game is very similar, but over time, your number of games, your ratios, your stats give you something bigger to look at and say, this is where I stay. You can get in the arena games and go the pro route. And that's about it, isn't it? That's about it. You can't pick up and say, I'm going to play for a couple of hours today. I wonder what's going to happen. I wonder where this story's going to go. And if I feel like it, I might go down to this dungeon that I've been awaiting, thinking about while I've been grinding up my good gear, or I'm going to take on this boss or whatever. You can't really do any of that. There's a boss in the game that you can go and kill for a good gun in Fortnite. There's a few characters like that in the game. Little interesting things on the map, but really they're repeatingly the same every time you drop in, aren't they? So I don't know. Yeah, I long for a bit more depth. That's something I learned. But to be honest, the game does a good job of feeling fresh with constant changes and tinkering. So what I learned after the grind just to get the Rick skin was that the Rick skin got me killed. While all skins have got the same skeletal hitbox, Rick, being a bright outlined figure with a big head, just made him a bullet magnet. I prefer to play with a kind of baffle or camouflage, and then I've written baffle is. So I'm going to have to run around a little bit now and take you to this. There's supposed to be a place where you can change your costume. It's a little phone box. There's one over here. There we go. So now I can show you some of these things I was talking about. This is my inventory. These are my skins. Now I don't have that many, do I? I'm thankful that I don't have that many. I don't want a big list that I have to mess around scrolling down. I don't want Clark Kent. I've got too much clutter in my inventory now. Don't want all the costumes, don't want all the skins, don't want all the different pickaxes. It's just clutter. I wish there was a way you could delete it. I don't think you can delete your things that you've earned. I prefer to play with a kind of baffle. What baffle is, it's not anything to do with Fortnite. What baffle is, they invented it in the Second World War, and they painted sides of ships. So you'd have these planes, they'd be trying to find bombing the ships, and you'd have other ships that were looking through their periscopes, submarines. That looks like a ship over there. How far away is it? I reckon it's about this far away, and it's hard to tell on the sea. It's hard to tell, but I reckon it's about this far away. Okay, fire torpedoes, aim torpedoes, fire torpedoes. Baffle, what they did was they painted ships with weird stuff, black and white patterns, not just camouflage, but funny patterns. And then when you're looking through your telescope, you're like, what is that? It looks like instead of having the outline of a ship that you can clearly see on the horizon, it's got all funny shapes. It doesn't look like a ship anymore. It's been painted funny. Yeah, you can get the concept. That's Baffle. So I like a character that is either camouflage or Baffle. See DJ Yonder here? If you're just stood around and you're doing your Fortnite game and someone comes across you, initially you can't see which bit's my head, which bit's my legs. You're initially drawn to these lights on my chest, aren't you? That's what you're initially looking at. So your instinct when you're going to fire upon this character is to fire at the chest. Even if you know a headshot is, you know, obviously you want to shoot a headshot. That's what you're aiming for. He's got quite a big head, so it is quite a big target. But it's got a funny shape to it. So which bit is the actual head? Because the actual hitbox is the same for all characters. So this sticking out bit doesn't count. You can't shoot that. It just goes straight through. But his actual head, that's the same place as everyone else's head, that is where you get shot. So just to a general player, it's not as obvious, is it? In ways, he's got quite a big head. But in other ways, it's not obvious which part of that shape, certainly in the dark, you know, with these lights. This goes as well for Zyg, for all his imperfections, is quite a good, there's a good paint job for him. When you're stood in a dark setting, in a shadow, it's hard to see which bit his head is. Easy to see which bit his legs are, harder to see which bit his head is. It's not an obvious skeletal shape that you're used to seeing in the game, is it? It's a bit more wide, isn't it, those shoulders? So it doesn't scream, this is my head, shoot me in the head, does it? In fact, if you're just, you know, quickly, subconsciously trying to target on that, you're looking more to his midriff, to his groinal area. That's Zyg. It's got some of the styles and colours that make him less Baffle or more Baffle depending on where you are and what you're doing. Camouflage is relative to where you are, isn't it? But see, that one is different, isn't it? That is all top half. If you're wearing that, people are shooting at the top. They're not shooting at your legs. They're shooting at your top half. If you're wearing that, suddenly they're looking down at your legs. Standard Rick, he's not actually that illuminated the way you're looking at it here, but honestly, on the battlefield, his head is like a great big light bulb target. Green Rick, good against the grass. Bit of a Baffle, bit of a camouflage. Go up to gold, more obvious. Prismatic is just like, look at me. It's like, look at me, Rick. The Rick skin got me killed. And again, look, Sloane, look at the giant head on her. The Rick skin got me killed. I like to play with something a little more. And we could also, you know, if you're chilling out, if it's a bit hot, this guy's got selectable style, hasn't he? I like to play as him. And also, I like green. I'm Ganji Kid, so I've got green on my cape there. That's my back bling, my cape. And it's got my Ganji trees. Ganji Kid. Green tree. That's me, look. There I am. That's what I like to play as. This season, there were flying saucers. And I learned these babies are OP. I just grab one of these and I take down the whole building, land and loot up. In combat, I am an inescapable death from above machine. Single player, it's too OP. And in single player, the reason it's too OP is because to take down one of these flying saucers requires more than one clip of AR, usually. Some people are quite sharp and they've got a good AR, but usually it's more than one clip of AR. By the time you're trying to reload, it's too late. I'm already firing death from above, landing on you if I need to. And even if you take down the flying saucer, it recharges. So you've got to push me and kill me because that thing's going to recharge and I'll be back up in the air. In team games, I can be like air support, but I can also be taken down quickly. So in a team game, I can't kill all of the opposing. In a team game, I can't kill all of the opposition from my spaceship. It only fires a certain rate of bullets at a certain time. So it's underpowered in a team game because I can't take on the whole team, and I'm a big target, big bullet magnet in the sky, and if they focus their attention on me and all shoot at once, then I go down really quick, and that's the key to team play, focusing your fire. The game is full of these hidden OP meta strategies, and if you dig deeper, you can totally imbalance the game in your favour. Like how we get this awesome sniper rifle off Riot. It tells us the location of the storm circle so we can just go there and build a giant fort and defend it with snipers that don't have any reload between shots. This is totally broken in my opinion. But of course, it's gone next season and it's not exploited by enough of the player base to become a real problem. I learned that the game is about decision making and getting ahead of the storm. Every time you spend too long looting, you might have a gold scar, but then you won't be able to shoot it because you'll be dead to the storm or running in from storm with low health, having to try and medi up when you actually should be involved in a gunfight. You get killed. I learned about the Rocket League house. There's a little house. We'll have to. I wonder if I've edited it. I've got it on any game footage. It's like a little funny place with references to Rocket League in there. It's cool. I just don't know what it is. I learned it's there. I learned that I do have a limit. This game does become stale after a few solo runs. It's mainly because once you discover a strong strategy, it's hard to do anything different. So most games, I fly in, grab my spaceship, loot up, and head for victory. I'm not bragging. What are they doing? I'm not bragging. The Flying Saucer strat is overpowered, and it always gets me a top 10. I learned the levels and where I feel I'm comfortable. I can see the level above me as beyond me, and I'll explain a little bit. I play on a Nintendo Switch. I'm not on a PC. I'm never going to have a mouse and keyboard, so there is a little bit of a limit there. I know some people... I say never going to have a mouse and a keyboard. I will. We're working on this stream to build up the money to get a computer that can do those sort of things. So it's not just the mechanics of playing on a mouse, because I know there are some quite good players that play on a controller. Maybe not one of these. Oh, I stood up. Maybe not one of these, but there are some quite good players who play on a controller. When you're playing against people on a keyboard and mouse in certain games, we all know that the mechanics are easier, certainly the building and the aiming, certain speeds of things are easier on a keyboard and mouse. So I've got a limit on the controller, I get that. But there's another aspect, and that's the building. So I've taught myself to build, I've mapped onto these controllers, I've mapped so that this is build this one, this one, this one, this one. I can do it a lot quicker. I can do certain structures. I can get into the game and use that mechanic, yes. But I've come from a long generation, not long generation, just me. No generational thing here. My dad, his dad's dad, and my dad's dad did not play Fortnite. But you and I, we know that playing games, we're more used to a shooter. We're not used to the building bit. Everyone who's played video games when they're growing up, that's played like Gears of War, or that's played Halo, or that's played, name a game like, where you're shooting, you can translate those skills straight into Fortnite. Even if it's Call of Duty first person and this is third person, doesn't matter, you'll get it quick, fine. But there's this other layer, which is the building, and the building is good. It gives Fortnite another layer, great. It means that you can strategically build yourself a structure. Initially, the building was in the game because it was PvE, player versus environment, not PvP, player versus player, battle royale. It wasn't that. It was you and your friends build a big fort and waves of enemies come at you and you defend them. When you're playing this game, you can do that. You can get on a hill and build a big fort anywhere you want, all these walls and whatever. But that's not, as I was talking about before, the meta. What's the best strategy in this game when you're in a fight? Build yourself a tower of 1x1s, they call it, a very tight box, get up high, you shoot down, you use your building to move across places, instantly providing yourself with these strategic advantages if you can build to a competent level. They're having fights and they're building and fighting at the same time. The build fighting, the principle is you hold the wall. If it's my wall, I can edit it, I can change it, and I can shoot you. But if it's your wall, I have to break through that. So it's about who gets which wall, switching between the mechanics of running and shooting to building and moving, I find a little bit difficult. You've got players like most of us that have come to Fortnite without the building built into our mechanical expertise, but with the shooting. So we lean on the side of the shooting, the movement, the strategic places, and we don't practice the building as much. When you're young and Fortnite is the first game you've ever played, or if you've come to this from Minecraft or something, or there are other ways to come into Fortnite from an even playing field where the building is learned at the same time as the shooting maybe. And then you're quite strong because both elements of the game, the important element of the building and the rest of it, are strong for you. Unless I can get control over that building to that high level, which will take, I don't know how much learning and grinding, because let's face it, it took a lifetime of learning and grinding all sorts of games to get good in a general sense, didn't it? To be able to just step right into Fortnite and start shooting people. I'm not that clumsy at it because I already know. So am I going to have to go through? I haven't got another lifetime to do it. I feel like people are out there learning this from their first game up. You know, I know people even. I know young people to whom Fortnite was the game they grew up on. So they've got this certain advantage that I'm not going to have, and I'm not going to gain. You know, or I could choose to gain, but it would be a lot of hard work for me, a lot more grind, and I'm not really prepared to put that in. I'm not really that into Fortnite, that devoted to it, that interested in being higher ranked, not that interested in being higher competitive. Like someone will kill you in PvP and you'll say, oh, they got me with the shotgun, or they got me with this. I can fix that, I can get a bit better, and I can win that one next time. I'll do this thing differently. I'll do this better. I'll practice more with my aim. I'll remember to build, or whatever, you know, whatever it is. But with Fortnite, I'm saying to myself, in order to step up this next level, I have to learn to build like a pro. That's the bottom line. I have to learn to build like a pro, and I'm not prepared to do that. Was it worth it? These are some conclusions that I've written, some quite long ones. So I'm just going to read them and try not to go off on a tangent. Was it worth it? Well, if Epic decide to sell the skin in the shop, it does devalue it. But for me, the positive was I kind of ended up being part of a Fortnite squad. We play several times a week and have multiple members who drop in and out. It's social as well as fun, so I will continue to play with the squad. The negative is this creeping feeling that I could be doing something more meaningful, that we could be meeting up as a squad in different virtual worlds and having more meaningful experiences. If I had a magic wand, I'd buy the full squad, a great big PC setup rig, and we'd all sit down and decide on a longer term RPG. We haven't got together and said, what do you want out of a game? When do you want to play? Would you like more hardcore raid content? Could you be getting more out of your experience? Should we be investing our time as well as our money into something different? All of our games, all we ever got was some stats and some wins and some skins. We had some fun as well, didn't we? We had some times together, and I've got some video footage of some of it that we can turn into this, and I've got this thing that I'm creating now. And we've had this whole 3 hours of stream as well, so we've got more than that, and we've got a bit more in the metaverse. But really, you know, what have you ever got out of it? It's just some stats and wins. And I know you can say the same for other RPGs, but I felt my Skyrim experience dwarfs my Fortnite experience. What I got out of Skyrim, you know, these feelings, these emotions, these experiences, the fulfillment of going through a longer term quest, a bigger objective, and gradually getting there, becoming stronger, defeating enemies, setting the world to rights, being the arbiter of war, solving a civil war, you know, the complex things, more depth. I got a lot of depth out of that I'm not getting from this. When I finally got the Rick skin, I only played a few games with it. He's a bullet magnet. He's multicoloured, look at me sign with a big target head. And I feel happy that I got it. And I feel like I won the season. I don't know how to explain that. I feel like, you know, this season of Fortnite, I completed it, if that makes sense. In the same way as you might complete Skyrim. And now I've put that down, I don't have to play it. Now, I don't have to play any more Fortnite this season. I got the skin. I learned that overall my initial feelings were correct. I don't need the battle pass or the skins or anything. In fact, if you want to get the most out of this game, it's probably better. If you want to get the most out of this game, it's probably better to just practice getting competent and then jam with your buddies. I learned as well, it's all meaningless. This is just nihilism. This point is nihilism. It's all meaningless. It comes to nothing. Only your feelings about your skins remain. When you see someone running around as Prismatic Rick, you don't think, oh, just like me, there's another person who's gone on the grind. They've achieved that. You know, they've put the hours in like me. You don't think that. You think, did they buy that? Have they just bought that? Have they bought that? That's what you think. And then you think, well, it's all meaningless anyway, isn't it? Whether you bought it or ground it up, ground it down, ground it up or down. Whether you're grinding it or whether you're buying it, it means nothing anyway. I've got it, and whether I like it or not is all that it means to me. I don't know. Since I no longer have the need for XP this season, as I really don't care for any of the other skins, and I think just by playing the team games every week with my squad, I will actually end up picking them up. I don't have a need to go on and grind the daily quests and get the XP. But I still have an urge to log on daily. and complete the quests. I've been pushing my... Hello? I'm here making a video about Fortnite, mate. I'm here trying to make a video. You can chuff off in your boat. I started pushing my teammates to help them get their quests, now that I don't need to do mine. They say it takes 30 days, or is it 60 days, to develop a habit. Well, I've developed a habit. The dopamine fix from completing my daily quests and getting my 5-10 battle stars and a new thing on the battle pass that I've been doing every day for 30 days has developed into some sort of habit in me. And so to get that stat point fix, I'm now encouraging my teammates to finish their battle pass, regardless of whether they want to or not. Will I go on and fulfill that habit and tickle the habit and keep doing it? No. I'm not going to keep grinding after this month. Going forward, I only want to play with my team. I don't want any new skins. I don't need any more stuff. I don't want to grind any dailies. I just want my team to upgrade to a more long-term, fulfilling RPG experience with bigger goals and more objectives. It was good to check in on Fortnite these years later. It still feels great to play in general. It's easy to access and mix and match players. What skin would it take for me to do the grind again? Because the reason I did this grind in the first place was because Rick was an adult-themed skin. And I thought, wasn't it interesting to be able to own that skin for what it represents? So I can run around representing these really over-the-top adult themes that shouldn't be presented to young children, and sort of in a subversive, punky, subversive, punky way, like leaving a porn mag in the toilets of McDonald's. I could run around as Rick, and young people would eventually be saying to their parents, or tuning into the channel and watching it and going, what the chuff is this? So what would it take? What would it take for them to put into the game a skin that I could say, you know what, I need to grind for this. This is another month to grind, because that skin has got to be mine. I'll tell you who it could be. Victor Meldrew.
4291.
Victor Meldrew. If you're from the UK, you'll understand what I'm saying. If you're not from the UK, you might have to Google up Victor Meldrew. He's a character in a sitcom, and he's got a catchphrase. And his catchphrase... He's an old man. And I just think it would be so abstract and out there. It'd be so weird to have Victor Meldrew in there. What I always thought was his pick, his axe, because you need an axe in Fortnite. His pick could be the telephone, because he always answers to 4291. In every episode, they have this answering the telephone moment. Most episodes. 4291. So that could be his pickaxe. And his emote, because they've got to have their own emote, don't they? His emote could be, I don't believe it. And then I thought, Father Ted, maybe they could... If Father Ted was in there, I could probably go for a bit of Father Ted as well. I bet there's a lot more comedy characters that would, hello, who's this? Who's this? Who's this? You got your fishing rod, mate? Thanks. I'm recording a video for YouTube here, mate. So, they'll be confused by that. They won't know what that means. See? Thank you very much. They're just going to go and do some fishing. We'll watch them do their fishing. We'll just watch them doing their fishing. What are you doing? If I had a gun, this chuffer... Look, this is it all over now, isn't it? This is it all over. Let's see what goes on here, look. Welcome to the metaverse. Come and have some fun. Drag me out and drown me. Answer in the comments who would make such a good Fortnite skin that it would... I should have formulated this sentence better. What would it take to make you grind Fortnite? Who would have to be the final skin to drag you in? Answer in the comments which person or persons or fictitious persons or whatever, your dog, whatever. Answer in the comments who you would like to see as a Fortnite skin. That's clear enough, isn't it? That's clear as day. like and subscribe. I can't even say it. Oh, my ear popped off me. I can't even say it without feeling. I can't say it, can I? Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Where's Johnny Depp's hat when you need it? Where's Johnny Depp's hat when you need it? There it is. Like and subscribe. Yeah, do that though, because it's free. Thank you for being here. Thank you for that. I don't know about this chuffer here. Not thanking them with the fishing rod. They've got problems. Okay, I've got to go now. I've got to go. You be good, my little puckos. You be good. And I will see you anon. So you be good, my little puckos. You be good. And if you can't be good, go and play Fortnite.
Morty! 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 Squirrels!